Well, hello, good folk. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Well, hello, one and all. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, and I'm going sourcing today. You're coming with me. Wow, here is a beautiful stretch glass iridescent candlestick. Probably dates to 1918, 1925, somewhere in there. There's only one, but I'm gonna buy it anyway. I love this color, and I do really like stretch glass. I actually like stretch glass a little bit better than Carnival. So this baby is going home with me. Well, safe and sound back in Philadelphia. Let's take a closer look at that candlestick. Here it is. It's beautiful glass. It's probably made around 1920. And I think it's made by the Dugan Diamond Company. There were 8 or 9 companies after this turn of the century, after Fenton started making Carnival glass, who were making this type of iridescent glass. And as Carnival glass began to fade in its popularity, as you know, Carnival glass is very fussy. It's almost always heavily embossed with wild patterns. So as Carnival glass waned, stretch glass was popular for a few years, maybe 10, 15 years or so. And so that's what this is. You can't really see the stretch. There's not much. I've talked a lot about stretch glass before. And the big difference between stretch glass and Carnival is, they're both iridescent, but the Carnival glass is not refired. It's sprayed with the mineral salts, but then they don't refire it. With the stretch glass, it gets refired and sometimes tooled some more, shaped some more. And that can cause the stretch marks, but also just the uneven cooling of the surfaces. But it's very fine on this. Now this can be used as a vase. As you can see, I paid $2. I paid $2 for it. I think Dugan had a special name for this blue. It was either called Harding blue or Celestial blue or some type of blue. I don't remember. I haven't had a chance to look this up. And also there were other companies that made this type of candlestick as well. As you know, it would have come in a set of 2. There would have been a nice console bowl in the middle for your sideboard or your dining room table. But since I only have one, I'm just going to keep it. It's just a really pretty 100-year-old candlestick. Art glass. Well, here's the first example of depression glass today. I think these were made by the Central Glass Company. I have a set in this pattern in black glass at home, and it is definitely Central Glass. But they weren't necessarily the only ones to make this particular pattern. When you see glass like this, where the edges have been cut off or beveled off, that is so typical of the early 30s. It's really an Art Deco motif. It's geometric, and there are 6 of these, I guess. They're nice. They're $1.50 each. There's a bit of scratching on the bottom where they've been stacked up like that. So I'm going to take a closer look. I may not end up buying them because of the scratching, but we'll see. But definitely 1930s. Depression glass in pink. This is the piece I told you that I have. I have a large place setting of this. This is made by not L.E. Smith, but by the Central Glass Company. If I turn this plate sideways, you'll see that it's almost identical to those pink berry bowls that we just looked at. Very funny little zigzaggy edge here with these little points on there, which does look a little bit like Mount Pleasant pattern by L.E. Smith. Here's a picture of the L.E. Smith Mount Pleasant. You can see it's a little bit different. I don't remember Central giving this a name. I think it was a number, you know, like pattern 206, something like that. And once again, very popular in the early to mid 30s to have square dishes with all of the edges snipped off like that, trimmed off on an angle, beveled. I guess you could call it beveled edges. So when you see that, you're probably in the 1930s. Okay, well, I have moved on to shop number 2, and it's voiceover time again, because the minute I got in this store, the man came out with the vacuum cleaner. I don't know why that happens every single time. They whip out the vacuum cleaner as soon as I get in there. Speaking of vacuum cleaner, is my mother the only one? I call her on the phone, what are you doing? I'm running the sweeper. I say, Mom, it's not called a sweeper anymore. I mean, you know, granted, she was born during the Second World War, and her mother called it a sweeper. You know, sometimes I catch myself and I say, I got to go run the sweeper. It's a vacuum cleaner. Does anybody else out there, you know, does your mother still say she's going to run the sweeper when it's really a vacuum cleaner? Of course, I know where that comes from, you know, the old carpet sweepers that they used to have. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I'm running my mouth because I'm not seeing anything on the shelves. I'm not seeing one single thing, and this poor little bird. Now, I was attracted to this thing. How much was it? I like the airbrushing, but I didn't mind so much the paint loss on the bottom, but his nose was chipped. Yeah, Jack Frost was picking at his nose, or nipping at his nose, or doing something. So I left him there. No, I didn't see anything down that aisle that prompted me to want to turn my shopping cart. Now this thing, I think you know which one I'm going to grab. Yeah, I was looking in that sort of mid-century blue color. There's some kind of an optic pattern to the vase. I didn't see any wear on the bottom, and this didn't ring a bell as if it was any particular manufacturer, and I just decided to put it back. I'm not sure if it was mid-century or not. Could have been sold at Marshall's yesterday. Oh, look at the right-hand corner. Keep looking all the way on the right. What do you see? What do you see? There it is. Look at that. Now, people of a certain age know what that W stands for. Westinghouse. Yeah, they made electric mixers, but there's something special about this bowl. Now, some of you know what it is, and some of you don't. I'm going to show you in just a minute. I didn't buy the bowl. I didn't want to spend $5 on it. I know this thrift store, that bowl is still going to be there, and I'm going to be able to get it on half price. But let's go down to my kitchen and show you what's so special about bowls just like that. Well, turn the lights on so we can see. I'd be happy to, and that's what you get. That's right, you knew it. This thing is filled with uranium. It's made with uranium, and these glow beautifully, don't they? Now, of course, this particular bowl is not the Westinghouse bowl. This one is either a Mixmaster or Magic Made. Not Magic Made. Mix Made? I can't remember all the names. But you can see it has plenty of uranium in it. And boy, does it glow under blacklight. So, if you're out shopping, those of you who are into uranium glass, don't forget, sometimes custard glass mixing bowls, just like this one, are going to glow under the blacklight. Just spectacular. Now let's get back to the shopping. Well, I sure did zoom back to the thrift shop rather quickly from my kitchen. There's an actual piece of L.E. Smith in the Mount Pleasant pattern, so turns out I didn't have to go dig up a photograph anyway. There it is, a tidbit tray from the early 30s. Black glass came on the scene in a big way in the late 20s, and it was quite a fad. Everybody made it. But we usually think of L.A. Smith as the big producer. Here's this amethyst vase again. Remember I showed it to you a couple weeks ago. Still no price. I did take it to the back and they put a price tag on it of $3.99. And did I buy it or not? I might have. Well, I'm not going to tease you. I didn't buy it. I don't know. I mean, I was just being really selective today. I did not want to haul a bunch of stuff back to my place today. I just, was being very, very, very selective. So I didn't purchase too much. And I've got a feeling that vase will still be there in a week or so. Here's a nice cake stand. Looks like a derivation on the sandwich pattern. Not sure about that, but it could be one of those Indiana glass pieces, Tiara, 1980s. And then there is I'm sorry, I said ooh. I think I saw just the corner of maybe a yellow piece of Riviera by Homer Laughlin a second ago. Didn't see it while I was in the store, should have looked at it. But there is lusterware. I'm counting up. This is probably the most common color for lusterware. You find these all the time. It looked like it was in good shape. I kind of liked the little tiny demi-tasse cups rather than the larger coffee cups. But you really have to wrap this stuff well to ship it because oftentimes it's paper thin, the porcelain, whether it's Japanese, German, or Czechoslovakian. And this is just very common. There's a lot of it out there. So I decided to leave that treasure for someone else to discover. Coming around the corner here. I'm not sure what that thing was. I didn't see anything on the bottom, but I liked the pattern of it. There's a little 1940s pottery vase. No big deal. $1.99. It's cute. I'm not sure what that was. Anyway, I am, let's see, what else do we see here? Oh my goodness. Do you know why I said, oh my goodness? I'm going to show you. You see that right there? Oh, there's one, I think, in every thrift store in every city across this country. In the avocado green color. Here's the Anchor Hocking ruby red. Now this is the large master berry bowl. If you remember, I just sold one of these maybe about 2 weeks ago. And then more clear glass over here on this side. Let's see what's on the end cap. Not much. More clear glass. I don't think I actually ended up buying anything in this particular thrift store, which was okay, because there's always another one right around the corner. Now here's something you didn't see me thrift. Salt and pepper shakers in the Desert Rose pattern by Franciscan. Usually the salt and pepper shakers are these tiny little pink things. Here's a picture. I don't know if this just wasn't as popular, but I think this was only made for a few years in the 1950s. And this set will actually sell for between $20 and $25. As you can see on the bottom, someone had already destroyed these tags, which annoys me when people do that. But you know what they're doing. They're trying to look and see if there's a mark on the bottom. I, of course, already knew what the pattern was and was not the one who murdered those stickers on the bottom. But there was actually some confusion. These were, I did not pay $6 for the pair of these because there was already another Goodwill price tag on there of $1.99. Now that came from a different store, but the lady at the cash register just charged me $1.99 for the pair. She was really sweet to do that, even though she was supposed to charge me that. So that's going to be, those will sell for, again, about close to $25. They're in really good condition. Oh, well, there it is. You don't even have to look at the back of it to know that's a Hitchcock chair. Now, Hitchcock, Lambert, I think his first name, started making these chairs somewhere in Connecticut, I think in the late 1700s. And they've been made off and on, off and on. Oh my goodness, I think they may even still be making them today. But turn it over to the back and you'll see they've painted here Hitchcock. Typical of Hitchcock chairs, or what you have to be a Hitchcock chair, the plank seat, and they're always painted. And so some of them are, well, if you can get one from the 1790s, you've got a valuable chair. That one probably made in the 1930s or 40s, when everybody had to have a Windsor chair or a Hitchcock chair in their colonial revival homes. Nice chair anyway. There's a dashing lad. It's an old frame, probably the original frame to that photograph. I think it was only $5 or $6, but look, I've got enough scary looking old relatives on the wall. I don't need to buy relatives that aren't actually blood relations of mine. I shouldn't say scary. They all look very, what's the word? Well, scary in those old photographs. But that was a nice one. They used to call those instant relatives. I didn't really find any vintage Christmas decorations. I was hoping to, but didn't see any this trip. There's quite a bit in this particular Goodwill store. Well, has everyone shoveled themselves out of all of the snow that we had here on the east? I don't know. I guess part of the Midwest got the snow as well. I think there might be some more coming this week during Christmas. That's okay with me. I'm not going anywhere. Where am I going? I'm not going anywhere. It's just frozen water, that's all. I mean, in July, we'll be dying for this stuff. Be right here. Oh, let me show you down here in my cart. Pottery vase. I would not have known it was Red Wing. Now, it might say Red Wing underneath that price tag. I didn't have to peel it back because there's a wonderful old foil sticker here on the side that we'll focus in on in just a second that will tell us that it is a piece of Red Wing pottery. Based on that foil sticker, I'm thinking that this is probably pre-war. But let's just say 1935 to 1950, which I realize is not pre-war, after the 50s, but probably the rough range where that dates. It was a nice piece, and I decided to bring it home with me. I wasn't sure what this thing was. Turns out it's a little donut. I didn't buy it. I don't like donuts. Now here's the Red Wing vase you saw me thrift. I haven't looked this up. I don't know the age of it. I think it's pre-war, mostly based upon that sticker, that foil label right there, which is, yeah, you can see it. Not particularly Art Deco, and I'm not over the top about the colors, so I'll definitely be selling this. I did pay $5.49 for it. Let's peel this sticker back now and see if it actually says Red Wing on the bottom. We can actually see that it does say Red Wing on the bottom. So even if it had lost its foil label, we still would have been able to figure out what it was. This vase at auction, this vase at an online auction would probably sell for $25 to $30. So $6 was not a bad price to pay for it.
Oh my word, I just pulled into a Family Dollar to get myself a roll of toilet paper and some Tic Tacs, and I found a thrift store I've never heard of before and it's closed. How dare you? How very dare you? I'm coming back.
And then just for the fun of it, if I want to pretend I'm Ron and Nancy Reagan, I can now sit in my living room and eat off of my Christmas TV dinner trays. I think it was Ronald and Nancy Reagan who were always pictured eating off of television trays. These are just wonderful. I don't know if it's some type of lucite or plastic. Look at all the little sparklies in there. I hope it shows up. I don't know that it does. There's no mark on them or anything, so they're just probably 1960s.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Who wrote that song? Oh, we love it. We love it. We love it.
Well, I want to thank everyone for watching me shuffle through those Christmas cards. You really seem to enjoy that. And because I have a large collection, I'm going to be bringing you part 2 and part 3. So hopefully I'll be giving you some fun things that you can watch during the 3 or 4 days before Christmas. And as always, I thank you for watching. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying so long for now.